I mean, since our last interview, my dad died. You know, me and you were in contact during that time. He was 84 years old. He died of Parkinson's. And the one thing that really blew me away was in his condition, you know, with a breathing mask on, not being able to stand up by himself, having someone feed food to him, you know, getting, you know, at one point he was fed through a stomach, you know, through a tube in his stomach. And he still wanted to live. He never got depressed. You know, I said, you know, do you want to keep going? He said, of course. That
motherfucker, yes.
Going. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
Just tell him to, you know. And it wasn't until he went back on the respirator that I finally had to say, okay, we're going to have to do not resuscitate.
He didn't sign a DNR. You did.
No, I had to, yeah. I mean, it fucked me up. Like,
Yeah.
it fucked me up having to do it, but we knew that he wasn't going to make it out of...
Everything wants to fucking live.
Everyone wants to live.
And you know what the thing about it is? We're telling them that because you're this and we think this is important, we don't give a fuck if you live.
Yeah. You've lived long enough.
Right. What's long enough?
Make way for the living.
Right.
Nah, we need this bed for a...
People are dying in old
40-year-old.
Because you know what? The places that people are dying the most are the people who are employed at don't give a fuck about. Like people work at old folks' home, they don't really give a fuck about them people. I ain't saying there's nobody there that does.
No, I've dealt with these homes. I've had to scream on some people, like, you know, my dad's last days.
People work in prison, they don't give a fuck about them. People work at meatpacking plants. So the places where people are dying are managed and the employees don't give a fuck about the people who are in their care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wheel a machine out that had COVID patients in there and put it. Nobody gives a fuck. And it's always like, look how a COVID case will run rampant through a nursing home.
Yeah.
It'll run rampant through prison. It'll run rampant through a meatpacking plant.
Nobody cares.
Because nobody gives a fuck. Those are all the people that are warehouse.
Yeah, those are minimum wage workers.
We don't give a fuck about
them. Immigrants.
They don't care. And so if it's 80-year-old, 90-year-old people, they live long enough. You know, it's people in meatpacking plants. It's people on ships.
Yeah.
It's like floating cans of disease. We just don't.
Floating cans.
I don't give a fuck. Tell them Charlie sent you. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what really, you know, seeing my dad pass was the first time I really got to see the process of somebody dying.
Yeah.
Face to face.
Yep.
On a daily basis. Yep. Seeing him every day, talking to him every day. I had to take over his care because my mother was doing some bullshit. And I
don't think no son should ever see his father die. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Tough. My wife, it was funny because my wife is like, he would want you there. And you should be there. And you're going to be sorry if you're not there. No, I wouldn't have been. I should have never seen that. No man should ever watch his father leave.
So you saw your father die also?
Yes.
Oh, he died in your arms, yeah.
And I'm like, why would I?
No.
That's not the... Women, I don't know what it is, but they take a different, at least in my estimation, they take a view of that they're like, you would have been so sad if you... No, I could have lived without that. And I remember at one point he was like, get out of here. Like, he didn't want me to see him like that. Yeah. So I just think now we're going through a thing where we're losing our history. Like, we're losing the floor and the ceiling. We're losing this people who could be and the people who have been in equal numbers, and we don't understand what that's doing to us.
Yeah. It's a sad time.
We're losing our future and we're losing our past. And people are like, oh, I would take some of these old people for some of these motherfuckers we got right now, or some of these people in prison who come out and make some of these life, or these people we have right now, or some of these hard-working people in these fucking plants than people we have now.
Yeah, the people who are partying, who are having these pool parties right now.
Let them go.
Yeah, natural selection.
Fuck it,
You clearly are not smart enough to be on this planet right
Right,
now.
right,
You should not reproduce.
right. Cancun is just full of.
You see
Cancun
these packed parties.
Right.
These packed parties in every part of the country, every race of person.
Right.
Like,
Cancun is Spanish for funeral home. We don't give a fuck
yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
And like I said, I think to a certain degree, it's like, you probably should not make children. You are going to
No.
pass the stupidity down to your kids. I'm actually kind of happy you're doing this. I am sad that you're probably going to go home and get your grandparents sick.
Yeah.
That part I'm sad about. But you right there,
Man,
you're in a pool with 500 other people right now?
It's and old people, you can't tell them shit. Like my wife's father lived with us. The whole thing. They had an argument. This motherfucker gets mad. He want to go back to his old folks' home. Now they got COVID on the 8th floor.
Mm.
But now he can't come back here.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because he can't leave his apartment. She can't take her food. I'm like, if you'd have set your old ass here, but a lot of old people getting it because they won't stop being assholes. They want, and I'm telling you, man,